Okay, you can hear us.
Perfect.
So nice to hear you. So nice to see you. Okay,
Sorry,
finally.
sorry for the press time, but they're going to start the impeachment debate at 9 o'clock.
Okay. All right. So
let's start at 9 o'clock. The vote starts at 10.
Oh dear. Oh dear. So can we begin now? Shall we begin now, guys?
Well,
are we live?
Yes, yes, Dr. Ming, please go on.
Okay.
Castle,
okay.
Please put forward your question, Castle.
Okay, let me say something, okay? Hello and welcome to GTV UK News. This is Dr. Ming from London. Today is Wednesday, the 13th January 2021. Our topic is the Chinese Communist Party CCP ruins US election. On the 6th January, our team delivered a 5-hour special edition to present the CCP strategy to dominate the world, particularly their interference and the manipulation of the US presidential election. Now, a precise week before the inauguration, we have seen alarming incidents. What does this mean for the result? Has the CCP already won? What can the US do? To answer these questions, our team is going to interview former White House Chief Strategist, Mr. Stephen K. Bannon. Hello, Mr. Bannon.
Hello, Dr. Ming. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bannon. Let's get straight on with this. Castle, you're up first.
Hello, Mr. Bannon. Very honored to speak with you again. I was told our interview was delayed only because Pelosi had named the manager of the so-called impeachment of Donald Trump. I just can't help wondering if Biden and Harris are really winning. Why are they so desperately starting the second time witch hunt impeachment? It doesn't make any sense. The current term of Trump's presidency have only a week left behind. What is the significance of this impeachment? Many thanks.
Yeah, it's absolutely a brilliant question, and here's why. They understand that Donald Trump's not going to give up on this election fraud, and they realize that's calling into question their legitimacy. So what they've decided, and this is kind of the system in town, because you've got Republicans working on this too. You've got Mitch McConnell and Liz Cheney. They're trying to purge Trump from the entire political system. What they intend to do today is a rushed impeachment. Normally when we've had impeachments before, they take months and months and months and months to do. Here, it's going to start. It started at 9 o'clock. They're going to start to set the rules at 10. They're going to have debate starting at about 11:30. And 3:30, they're going to vote. So in 3 or 4 hours, they're going to impeach her. They're going to actually vote to impeach a president on grounds that are totally phony. They couldn't even produce the insurrection part of it, so they just got it for he incited a riot. Okay. The second part of that, the details of it, is that they said he falsely went around and accused illegal and illegitimate behavior, which we can prove in each of the states. In fact, the states have sent letters saying that they're very concerned about certain of the processes and they want them reviewed. So this is an open question, and this is what President Trump keeps forcing, and this is why War Room will not give up on this. This is what they're impeaching the president, and you've nailed the most important point that no American commentators are talking about. If Biden and Harris are so confident, if the Democrats are so confident, Pelosi and Schumer are so confident about this, why do they need to suppress any discussion about it? Why do they need to suppress that? The reason is they know in their hearts that this thing is illegitimate and was stolen. And so let me just walk you through the process. They're going to impeach him in the House today with virtually no debate, unheard of in American history, virtually no debate. And this is why the Democratic Party, the oligarchs in Silicon Valley, the global corporatists are acting very much like their partners, the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, right? Exactly the same methodology. This is the way they roll and try to crush people. They're trying to disappear Trump. They've already disappeared him from social media. What they intend to do today is start the process to vote this out of the House, to deliver it to the Senate over the weekend, when there's only a few days left in his term, and they're not going to bring it to trial until after the 20th. This has only been done once before in American history, and that was done around the time, I think, after the Civil War, when a Secretary of War left office and they tried him in the Senate after they impeached him. They tried him in the Senate after he left office. What they intend to do with President Trump, the reason they're going to do this, they do not want him to run in 2024. They understand he's already the leading candidate. He would take on Biden or take on Harris at that time and probably beat him. They want Trump to have no eligibility. They intend to try him. They intend to strip him of his Secret Service protection. They intend to strip him of his security clearance. They intend to strip him of his ability to interact with foreign leaders. And particularly, and most important for your audience, they want to make sure that he cannot run again for president in 2024 because he already knows the polls show that he would be competitive with Biden. They just want Trump to go away. They want to, as Dr. Yan has taught the American people, they want to disappear Donald Trump, and this is their method to do it. And this is why the fight begins today. I would love to spend more time with you guys, but I've been talking to people all over Capitol Hill, and at 10 o'clock in the war room, we're going to be going into some hard details of what's exactly going on here. But this is for the GTV audience. This is going to be very dramatic and a very tense moment in American history.
Okay. Castle, would you please ask a second question about the social media and the mainstream media? Go ahead, please, Castle.
All right. We all know that Twitter suspended the president, and after Twitter, Facebook, Apple, Google, Amazon, and even Discord is censoring Trump supporters. And today, we have seen the president has been suspended from YouTube uploading and turn out the comments. What steps would you like to take to get these companies under control if you were the president? Thanks.
It's a great question. First off, for many episodes, as our Lao Beijing and the great GTV audience and Miles Guo and the whistleblower movement in the new federal state of China, we did many episodes on the Great Firewall of China and how it could be taken down, what needed to be taken, how it needed to be taken down, how American companies were helping to basically imprison digitally the citizens of China, the great Chinese people, and how it was America's responsibility to get these companies to stop doing it. What's happened here is we have a great firewall in the United States. You see, we have a digital firewall. And what they've done is they basically have unpersoned President Trump. Now, my recommendation is that it's a national security problem because he's commander-in-chief of the United States. I would use a national security memorandum to force Facebook and these social media companies to put the president back online. Number two, I would break them up as far as antitrust go. Number three, I go after criminal charges on restraint of trade, which is a bigger antitrust kind of racketeering, because they all worked in collusion. You saw where YouTube was one day, Facebook another, Twitter the next. It was all done in collusion. So I would be very aggressive with these companies. I would break them up. And in breaking them up, I would force all American technology companies to stop supporting the firewall in China, because now we have a firewall. Now we have a firewall here.
Well, yeah. So in that case, when we talk about the firewall, Daniel, would you like please raise your question?
Hi, Mr. Bannon.
Daniel.
In the last interview, I was honored to ask and got your comments about the firewall, which is the CCP, the evil regime controls. While many call for the tearing down of the CCP's Great Firewall, I'm concerned what the Chinese people will see when they have free access to American social media and Western mainstream media. The people in mainland China will find this company imposing the CCP style of censorship. If possible, how can we explain this to them? Thank you.
Your guys' questions are fantastic. Here's what it shows, that what we've got to do is, what we have to do is you have to fight for freedom and democracy every day. You see how tough it is here in the United States. Think about the people in China freeing themselves. They're going to have the same problem, not the same problem. You'll have a different level of problem with these tech oligarchs. But remember, here in the United States, we have methods. We can take them to court. We can file for antitrust. We can sue them. There can be class action suits because we still have the rule of law. So that's what we're fighting. But I will tell you, it's a struggle every day. And look, President Trump's the most powerful guy in the world, and they totally unpersoned him. You know, they're trying to disappear him just like the CCP does. So the people in mainland China have to understand we support the deplorables, 1,000% support the struggle for freedom, and we'll always be here with them. But remember, our support of trying to assist Lao Beijing in their freedom is one of the reasons they want Trump to go away, and they want to destroy the deplorables. the world economic system, as controlled by the party of Davos and Wall Street, the City of London, the giant corporations, and the leadership of the CCP, do not want the freedom of the slave labor of China. And they will fight and try to destroy anybody that comes to their assistance. One of the lessons here is that the deplorables who love Lao Beijing and understand that their freedom is essential to have freedom of all workers in the 21st century, understand that a part of this unrelenting assault is by the CCP's allies, whether it's Wall Street, the global corporations, or the international corporations. I apologize. I've got to go because not just had the show, but I got to make a couple of phone calls to Capitol Hill about the impeachment. But what I want to do is make sure for your audience, we're going to do this every week, and we'll do it from 9 to 9:30. We'll do it in a very organized way starting next Wednesday. And I'm available for GTV at any time over the next couple of days to give you updates of what's going on at Capitol Hill. I would tell every member of your audience, Dr. Ming, that this is some of the most important time in American and world history is going to be the next 5 or 6 days. So everybody should stay tuned.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Bannon. It's such an honor and privilege for us to listen to you. Okay, hope to see you again.
Great questions, team. Fantastic. Thank you.